Something really important that you need to realize is that you have a spiritual business or you want to grow a spiritual business by posting spiritual content. So niching down in the way that it works for other people doesn't apply to you. It doesn't work. A niche is a pre-existing category. And by fitting yourself into that category, you're automatically dimming your light. Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome to Rooted in the Cosmos, your podcast for all things spiritual leadership, higher consciousness, and New Earth vision. My name is Isabel Gloria, and I'm your host. And whether you are brand new and listening to this podcast for the very first time, or if you are a regular listener and you tune in every week, I am welcoming you to this brand new episode. I want to start by giving you a little update on what's going on right now, because I feel like there's a lot of energy moving that allows us to tap into our creative flow again. I've been struggling a lot with my creative flow the last couple of, I would say, months. This is not super unlikely because I was going through some personal stuff and my family had a huge thing to conquer and a very traumatic experience. I don't want to go into this today. But that is part of me not finding my creative flow for a long time. But also, I feel like energetically, ever since a couple of days, I feel like the energy has collectively also shifted. I've even heard that from some of my clients and also from other mentors and coaches who are working in the spiritual field, that they feel like they are more in alignment with their creative flow and that it's easier to open up creative channels right now. How that shows up for me personally is that I'm getting in touch with an older version of myself, but in a more empowered way, if that makes sense. So a little backstory. When I decided that I want to create spiritual content in 2018, I had this very aligned energy. Like, content creation was so easy and I had so much to say and so much wisdom to share. And I did not overthink a thing. I was just in flow. I posted and it landed with people. This state always happens if you don't overthink things. So if you're not in the mind too much and if you allow yourself to just open your channels and intuitively put out what wants to be put out. Of course, we need some level of strategy to our content because we want to build a business and it should be sustainable and just a safe thing to do. But at the same time, what often happens to me and what I've seen in clients as well is that when I get too much in my mind, and when I start to think only in strategies, only in, oh my God, I need to do it this way so it lands in that way, and I need to hit this pain point, and I need to do this marketing strategy, and all this stuff that is an amazing tool. But if I do too much of that, I'm so much in my mind that my creative channels are blocked. And that is exactly when I know I need to bring myself back into my body, into my heart, and channel from there. I cannot be in my mind all the time thinking about how I should do things and how I shouldn't do them. And I need to find a way to get back into my creative flow. And that is exactly what is happening right now. I am reconnecting with that version of myself from 2018 who was really successful in what she did, but she had no strategies in place. She had no idea how to make money from that. She had no idea how to actually grow a business from there. And I'm reconnecting with her with all my wisdom from now. I feel like so much new energy is flowing into my life right now and through my creative channels. And I finally allow myself to just share whatever I want to share without overthinking it. The funny thing is, I help my clients with exactly that very often. I help them get out of the mind into their intuition, into their creative channels. And when it comes to myself, I had to taste a little bit of my own medicine. So I literally went into my mentorship program and I worked through the modules that talk about exactly this. I was like, okay, I have to do this now. I have to take the time for this and I need to practice what I preach. And from this whole process and from this reignition of my creative energy the idea for this podcast episode came from. I want to let you in on my strategy and my way of mastering your content as a conscious leader without feeling like you're overthinking everything, but also with the masculine frame and the strategy you need to actually generate sales and to actually build a business and build a brand. So this is actually super valuable. This is something I usually only share with my clients, and I've never let anyone in on this who is not a paying client. So listen up, take some notes, and level up with me and level up your content with me in this episode today. Something really important that you need to realize is that you have a spiritual business or you want to grow a spiritual business by posting spiritual content. It's not any other business, it is a spiritual business, and you are a conscious leader. So niching down in the way that it works for other people doesn't apply to you. It doesn't work. A niche is a pre-existing category, and by fitting yourself into that category, you're automatically dimming your light. Like I said, it's important to have some kind of strategy and to have a consistent theme in your content and also a lot of clarity around your topics and why you share them and what your goals are. But a niche defeats the purpose of creating a movement. You are putting yourself into a category rather than creating a movement with your content that others can join. As conscious spiritual leaders, we are not meant to make more people fit into a box. We are here to promote visionary thinking, mind expansion, healing, and empowerment. And this is why you need to create your own niche, your own movement with topics that are relatable and familiar to your ideal audience, but also infused with your uniqueness and with unique aspects that they cannot find anywhere else. That is your unique selling point. You need to find a way to make it your own and to make it stand out from the rest of the creators. And this has to happen in an authentic way that is in alignment with your divine mission. As a spiritual leader, you don't come here to build a business just because you want to build a business. You most likely started this business or feel called to start this business because you have a higher calling and you intuitively know what you have to do. So instead of finding their niche, here's what I do with my clients. I recommend to you that you take your notebook, take your pen, and write down some notes because this is very valuable information. I will just pretend that you are my client now, and we will go through all the steps that I go through with my clients to gain clarity around your, what you would call niche in a regular business. The first thing we do is to uncover your main pillars. Your main pillars are 4 to 6 topics that you talk about all the time in your business and that you are feeling guided to talk about. And these 4 to 6 pillars are like a red thread for your content that keeps coming up, that keeps repeating itself. And it's not in the way that you always talk about the same thing or the same 4 to 6 things. It's just overall categories and topics that you choose from to create content from. The next step we will take is one of the most important and most impactful steps, and this will give you a beautiful framework of what your content should look like to stay relevant with your business, but also to not cage yourself in and to not be in the mind all the time overthinking everything. What I teach in the Cosmic Wonders mentorship is the I am, I teach, I sell model. The thought behind that is that you can not only share about the things that you sell to make a good leader and to be a good spiritual teacher or a good coach, a good healer. You have to position yourself as a person that is relatable, that is knowledgeable, and that is trustworthy. And if you only talk about the things that you have an offer attached to, it will not create the same vibe for your business. It will not create the safety and this bubble of a community that we want to create. So what we do is that we apply the I am, I teach, I sell model. And I will go into this a little bit deeper in a moment. But applying this to your business will map out the range of topics and it will create an all-encompassing magnetic social media presence that aligns with your higher calling and also your ideal clients. So that is a major framework for you to work in and for you to come back to whenever you feel like, I don't know what to post about, I don't know what to talk about, I don't know how to deliver it and how to show up online and present myself online. You will always know what to do once you have this model applied to your business. Another thing that we do is that we look for a pattern interrupt. So as my client, I ask you, what is a topic in your life that you like to talk about, that you like to learn about, and that is a little bit different from your main pillars? The reason why we are specifically looking for a topic like that is that it creates recognition. So we look for a topic that stands out from the other main pillars and catches the audience a little bit off guard and stays in their minds. As an example, you are a feminine embodiment coach. So your main pillars may be something like embodiment practices, the divine feminine, womb healing, intuitive dance, and energy work for women. Just an example. Now think of any topic that has not directly to do with your main pillars, but that still fits into the area of your work. So let's say you personally love to talk about higher dimensional beings and you love to communicate with them and you do channelings and you do all that for yourself, but it doesn't really fit your business, so you think, and that's why you don't share it. Imagine opening up the possibility to share that as well and include that into your business, even though it does not relate to your main pillars directly. You will be recognized as the feminine embodiment coach who also uses channeling and higher dimensional communication for better results for her clients and for deeper feminine energetic work. That was just an example. It could be literally anything, but a pattern interrupt is what makes you recognizable and allows you to share more of who you authentically are. The final step we take in this process is that we are looking for your unique energy. We bring out your unique lightworker energy by tapping into past and parallel lives and allowing that to influence your content and your visual representation of your business. So what that means is that we go into deep past life exploration and you look around in your past and parallel lives and feel into them and you take from them aspects and energies that resonate with you and that feel very true to you, and you bring that into the visual expression of your content. I will use myself as an example for this. So when you look at my Instagram feed or at any content that I create, really, there's always a lot of green. There is always a lot of forests, a lot of mystic nature vibes. And also this elvish vibe that some people relate to the Lord of the Rings, but that's not what I was going for. Anyway, that energy comes from a past or parallel life of mine. So I am connected to that energy in some way. And I found it a beautiful thing to bring that into my brand, into my business as a visual representation of that energy. So when I look at my content and when you look at my content, you can feel a certain energy that is attached to that. And this is not a coincidence. This is something that I've worked out and I've discovered as a unique energetic trait in me that I need to express to land with the right people and to be magnetic to those who are meant to work with me because they will resonate with that energy. So that is exactly what we're doing in this process of finding your unique energy. It could be something completely different. It could be anything. But the important thing is that it's a unique energetic trait that you have and that your soul radiates into the world, that you visually represent in your business so that your clients can recognize you for that energy and find you as their teacher. When you think about your business or about your niche or what you are meant to do, what topics you are meant to talk about, I ask you to stop thinking, what niche do I fit into? And I want you to think bigger and ask yourself, what does my movement stand for? So see it as a movement, as a world that you are creating and showing to the public and inviting people to come into this world to be with you and to be with your energy. I promised to go a little bit deeper into the I teach, I sell model, and I'm going to do exactly that. So we're going to run through the three aspects of this model. The first one is the I am aspect. Your I am content doesn't necessarily have to be directly connected to your business or to your main topics. It is meant to show a more relatable side of you. So what you are meant to share is things that show you who you are as a person. And you talk about the things you love and you like and dislike. And you let your audience know what you stand for, what your vision is, how you overall live your life from day to day. So don't be afraid to show your personality and interests outside of business. That is exactly what this type of content is for. So if you, for example, drink a green juice every morning and you don't talk about health, but you do that every morning for your health, you can add a little bit of health content in there by showing that you are a person who is eating healthy and who is looking after her body, something like that. Or I like to share that I go stargazing all the time. Like I do that all the time with my best friend. We just lay in the grass or lay on some comfy chairs and we do stargazing hours and hours on end. And I share that every time. It doesn't necessarily add value to the content that my audience is consuming, but it shows them what I do in my free time and it makes them relate to me. And you have no idea how many messages I've received saying, oh my God, I went stargazing tonight. You inspired me to do that. It was amazing. We saw a shooting star. So I get so many messages like this. And it doesn't have to do with my business, but it creates community. And that is exactly what the I am content is for. It's everything that you are outside of business that is still a little bit related to your business as a whole. So I wouldn't recommend going completely off the rails with this and share something that is completely unrelated to your business. But if you are authentically living as a spiritual person and you have a spiritual business, I guess there is not much in your life outside of business that is not in some type of way relatable to your business and can be related back to what you do professionally. So show your personality, show your goofy, funny side sometimes, and let your audience in on parts of your daily life and your daily routines that can inspire them and that can make them feel connected to you. Your I teach content is broadly related to your business. Let me explain. This type of content shows your leadership in different aspects. So even though you may have certain offers attached to certain topics, or you plan to do that in the future, you can still be a teacher for much more than you currently offer because you are on your own spiritual and self-discovery journey. So don't be afraid to show a broader range of topics that you are knowledgeable in. So for example, a good way to do that is to share your perspective on different things, to share your worldview, and to just share the things that you know and that you practice and that you embody outside of the things you offer. If you, for example, have a signature offer that teaches people how to meditate, you don't have to talk about only meditation for all your content just because you want to sell your offer. Your offer about meditation will sell much better when your audience gets a picture of a teacher that lives an authentic spiritual life and has so many aspects of herself to share, and they want to be in that energy. They want to learn from you because they want a similar energy in their lives. I teach content can also transition into an offer at a later time. So by sharing a lot of I teach content, you create authority in more topics and position yourself as a teacher in a variety of topics. Imagine you are that person with that one signature offer that teaches people how to meditate. But after a while, you actually want to start offering spiritual mentoring. You want to help people on their spiritual journey. You want to guide them. You want to help them navigate their spiritual awakening. Imagine you would have never talked about anything outside of meditation in your content, and you suddenly have an offer that tells them, hey, I'm going to support and guide you on your spiritual enlightenment path. I don't think they feel safe enough to invest into your new offer if they have never heard or seen you talk about anything else but meditation and how to meditate. So your I Teach content creates the opportunity for you to position yourself as a teacher, even though you don't have an offer attached to that yet. It gives you the opportunity to position yourself in different topics and to share your wisdom and to share a lot of value with your audience. If you have a lot of wisdom in certain areas and you are a conscious leader, I think that you want to share that. I think you don't want to hold back and never talk about the things that you know, except the things you offer. You want to share about them. So don't be afraid to share about them. And that is exactly why I say being in a niche or niching down doesn't work for a spiritual business. We are always meant to talk about the things that are connected with our divine mission. So whatever you feel called to share about and to talk about, do that, because most likely it is connected to your divine mission and you are meant to share this message. Even if you do not have offers attached to every topic you talk about, in the end, you will still generate more sales for your offers because people begin to tap into your energy as a whole. They don't really care anymore what you sell them. They begin to see you as this valuable teacher that can teach them a lot and that will benefit them either way. Doesn't matter if they learn how to meditate from you or if they learn how to ground into their bodies better, or if they learn what daily routines they can include into their life to live a more spiritual life, it doesn't really matter. They will connect to you as a person. So you always have to keep in mind, don't make your offer the business, make yourself the business, make yourself the brand. So you have the freedom to create offers for different types of people and for different purposes. The last aspect of this model is the I sell content. Your I sell content is directly connected to your offers. And it doesn't matter if there's a price attached to them or if they are free. This also goes for webinars, free events, freebies, free ebooks, all the things that you offer where people can tap into what it's like to buy from you or to have an offer from you. That is your I sell content. So it's marketing, it's promotional content, it's invitations to free events and webinars, and so on. Everything where you invite people to buy or to join or to look into deeper, that is the I sell content. This type of content, and this is very important because a lot of people do that wrong and they do it in a very sneaky way. This type of content should be direct and bold. You don't want people to feel like they are being lured in to buy from you or that they are being manipulated to join some type of free group where you then sell to them. Proudly present your offers to your audience and openly talk about what they will gain. There is no shame in the game here. Promotional content is meant to be promotional. You can promote your offers, you can accept money, you can state that it costs money. There is nothing to be sneaky about. It only ever creates a negative aftertaste if you try to promote in a sneaky way. Don't ever promote in a sneaky way. You may have experienced that yourself, that someone cold DM'd you and it felt like a genuine, nice message, but then you found out, oh, they just wanted to sell their stuff to me. Or that you thought you were joining a free group and all that group was a promotional group for their actual offer. And all this type of marketing really creates a bad aftertaste for those who see through that. And if you ever experience something like that, just think about the icky energy that this had for you and how you didn't like that, and try not to do that. That's all I have to say. Be direct with your marketing, be proud of your offers, show the value, and don't hide. Like, what is there to hide? You're not forcing anyone to buy from you, but you believe in your offers. So you stand behind what you sell and you confidently present that and you make it a normal thing in your content. It's nothing unusual to sell in your content. To summarize everything that we were going through in the I am, I teach, I sell model, I want to give you the hard facts again. The I am content is what you love, what you stand for, what's unique about you. It is showing your personality. It is showing your off-topic interests and your daily life and your routines. In your I teach content, you show your passions, what you are an expert in, what life has taught you, what your beliefs are, what your worldview is and what your vision for the world is, what your values are, what you can give to others, and what your overall perspective is. Your I sell content is everything including your offers. It is promotional content, it is direct marketing, it is launches. That is all there is. The I sell content is very direct and it shouldn't be the majority of your overall content, but it has its right to be there and you don't need to be shy about it. Sell in your content, be open about it, show others that you have something to sell and that you have offers that they can benefit from. That's how marketing works and that's how sales work. You cannot hide away and hope for them to find out. That being said, my beautiful soul, I hope this was valuable for you. I hope you took a lot of notes. If you liked this little taste of what it's like to work with me and this little sneak peek into one of the modules of the content in the Cosmic Wonders mentorship, I invite you to apply for the Cosmic Wonders mentorship. We start on July 22nd, so it's not that long anymore, and spaces are already filling up before the official launch. If you want to learn more about the Cosmic Wonders mentorship and what exactly it is, you can click the link in the show notes to go to my website and just read through all the content, or simply send me a DM on Instagram. It's @IsabelGloria, and we can talk about this personally and we can find out if it's the right fit for you and if it would help you on your journey right now. Other than that, talk to you next week for a brand new episode. Have a wonderful week until then.